Governor, could you introduce yourself to our jury?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Thomas Theodore Crittenden. I'm your 24th governor, 51 years old, married, 3 kids, and I guess we all know why I'm here.
Governor, did the state of Missouri have a problem with the James Gang when you were running for office?
We certainly did.
Could you describe to the jury that problem?
Well, now you understand the James Gang was a problem long before I ever took office. And in fact, Jesse James had joined Quantrell's Raiders. He was a member of Bloody Bill Anderson's group. On past the Civil War, we had firsthand accounts of Jesse James personally shooting people in the commission of robberies.
Sustained.
Governor, were there economic problems caused by the activities of the James Gang?
Yeah, of course. The James Gang was causing difficulty with the stagecoaches. The James Gang was causing difficulty with the trains and the banks. In fact, the railroads had considered swinging all their trains south through Arkansas, north through Iowa, to avoid the robber state.
Did you feel it was your responsibility as the governor of this state to do something about that?
Law and order is the responsibility of the governor of the great state of Missouri.
And is the protection of the citizens of this state one of your responsibilities?
The life and property and health of the citizens is my #1 concern as the governor.
Did you run on a platform of law and order?
I gave that stump speech a million times across the state as I was running for office.
When you became governor, what were your tools to deal with the problem of the James Gang?
Oh, we had tried any number of things. Troops had tried to capture the gang. Pinkerton agents had been hired to attempt to track down the James Gang and the members of the James Gang. The Pinkertons failed. In fact, the 2 Pinkertons we sent in were found shot dead. So the Pinkertons had attempted. We had troops. I had spent many hours talking with sheriffs and police captains and police chiefs across the state in an attempt to get this fellow.
And you've sat here and heard the evidence. Did a point come when you felt the reward was one tool that you would try to use?
Yes, of course it was always a tool in our arsenal. The problem is in Missouri, we are limited. The legislature has a $300 limit on how much we can offer. And for someone with Jesse James and Frank James and Woodhite and Liddell with their dangerous reputation, there's no way a $300 reward was going to give some incentive to get citizens to actually take an active part in trying to get this fellow.
What did you do about that as governor?
Well, I knew that we had citizens, we had companies that would be willing to put up more than $300. So I talked to these folks and we got together a magic number, a number $5,000 for the arrest and conviction of Jesse or Frank or the other members of the gang.
Was there anything illegal about that?
Of course not.
And was that common practice?
To put a reward poster?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
You have seen, as part of the evidence, the wanted dead or alive.
Yes.
Can you tell the jury about that?
Well, I mean, that was not unusual to have a wanted dead or alive. That was not something that I had expressly authorized. In fact, when Finnis, now that was Mr. Farr, he was my secretary, in July of 1881, I got a telegram informing us of the Daviess County train robbery, where a conductor by the name of Westfall was killed. Another person was killed. We had first-hand accounts that Frank James is the one who...
Hearsay.
Sustained.
Did you ever tell anyone that you wanted this to be solved permanently?
Of course. Because we'd had efforts in the past where we're nickel and diming it, that we're pussyfooting around on it, and we're getting, we spotted him, can I get some money for that? We needed a permanent solution.
What were the possible permanent solutions to the James problem?
Well, the younger clan, of course, there was a permanent solution for them. They were apprehended after a bank robbery, as you recall, in Northfield, Minnesota. They are relatively permanently taken care of in a prison in Minnesota right now. As you know, Frank James, last October, just a few months ago, came into my office, surrendered. There's another permanent solution to the problem. And capture and conviction would be a permanent solution.
Let's talk a little bit about the meeting at the St. James Hotel in Kansas City. Did you meet with Mr. Ford and others?
That's right. January of, that would have been 1882, January of 1882.
Can you tell the jury what took place at that meeting?
It's pretty much what they've heard today. I came in, and there was Sheriff Timberlake was there. He had arranged the meeting. He had let me know that he had someone that he thought that could get to Jesse James. And then Captain, I know he's been called commissioner. He's now a commissioner of police. At the time, he was captain of police in Kansas City. He was there as well. And I asked Mr. Ford, I said, is it my understanding that you think you can get this guy for us? And he said, well, I think I can. And he explained that his brother was currently in the gang and that he thought he could work his way into the gang.
Did you think then that was possibly a good solution?
I thought that was, Finnis and I, Mr. Farr, had done a lot of brainstorming on how we can solve this problem. And we had pretty well agreed that it was almost going to take somebody from the inside, somebody who could get up into the St. Joe area. Now, St. Joe is a hotbed of secessionists and the Confederacy. It was not easy to send people into that area to apprehend these outlaws.
Did you tell Mr. Ford that he had to kill Jesse James?
Of course not.
Did you tell anyone else that Jesse James had to be killed to solve this problem?
Of course not.
Did you grant Mr. Ford a pardon?
Yes.
Tell the jury why you chose to do that.
We had a citizen who, no one's happy about how he did it, but everyone's happy about getting this man off the street. This man who robs trains, robs banks, hurts people. He got him. I have other James gang members still out there. And what kind of message would that send if after someone did that kind of civic duty, apprehending this guy, taking him in, getting him off the street, then he gets convicted and goes to jail? It would be a chilling message to send to anyone else who wanted to go after people as dangerous as Jesse James, Frank James, and the rest of that gang.
Governor, are you sorry that Jesse James is dead?
I'm sorry that anyone has to die, but if it's a choice between a cutthroat such as Jesse James and innocent mothers, daughters, fathers, brothers, sons, no, I'm not sorry about that.
Did you conspire to kill Jesse James?
No.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Cross-examination?